Hello and welcome to Escrow Tuesdays. This is episode 7. And hi, my name is Charles Swanberg. I've been a real estate broker for a while. And my co-host here, Narhee Nguyen. How are you, Narhee?
Good. Thank you. How are you?
Oh, very good. Very good. Well, we have an amazing guest this week. And
Yes, we do.
It is, right? Anyway, but at Escrow Tuesdays, what can happen?
Anything and everything.
That's right. Anything can happen in escrow. All right. Well, today we have the amazing Karen Park from New Jersey. She's an AREAA member with the Northern New Jersey chapter and is also with Sotheby's. How are you doing, Karen?
How are you? So
Very
nice
good,
to
right?
be here. It's an honor to be here.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. You are the star here in the show. We are just mere minions, kind of showing the world and, in AREAA land who the amazing people are all over the country. So, it's amazing to originally have met you, I believe, in Washington, D.C., right? Like 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, it was really cool. All right. Well, for those of you just joining us, we're streaming here on Facebook Live, episode 7 of Escrow Tuesdays with the amazing Karen Park. And Narhee, the honors in Korean, please.
예, 안녕하세요. Everyone on Facebook. 저기 오늘 Escrow Tuesday Session 1, Episode 7, Karen Park에 참석해줘서 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
감사합니다. bulgogi bibimbap.
That's it.
Offended everybody.
Ready for lunch.
Yeah. So Karen, tell us about Karen Park and what's going on in your world, and then we'll get into how you get into real estate and AREAA. So what's been going on?
How do I get into real estate?
Well, I guess in New Jersey, I know you guys have had a lot of challenges in your market, right? And I know the Northeast has really been hit much harder in some cases than the rest of the country, where in some parts, like I know in Atlanta, they never shut down. So how is it right now in New Jersey?
It's better, but still, we just started in the even restaurant that I've been dying to be in. But it's just started, inside 25%, then you can be inside the restaurant. That's a good thing. And still, it's not really active as it was as before. Not like in Florida, not like in like Atlanta, or not like in California.
Right.
So now I'm used to it. It's unusual.
Okay. And if we could have you speak up just a little bit, Karen, because I know you're so modest and humble, but we need to hear your voice yourself. So Narhee, I'll let you move on with how she got into real estate.
Yeah, so how did you get into real estate, Karen?
I have been always loved real estate since I was little. How? My father influenced me.
Oh, wow.
How? My father was, he's a chemical engineer, and his work was related to building materials. And he used to take me to his work a lot. And what I saw was like the blueprint and, like the contractors, architects. And I was just, sitting next to him and, seeing his, like interior art decorations and, and building materials and everything. And even when I was, younger, he took me to one of the construction sites. I play with the bricks, and I choose a chandelier, and
Wow.
kind of interest.
You weren't playing with Barbie dolls at home, no?
No.
Just chandeliers.
My friends, play with the stuffed animals. I play with the bricks.
I love it.
But I loved it. I loved it. It was so. That was my childhood, and 2013. I got a license New York and New Jersey, and I have been in the corporate world and was 9 to about 20 years, 9 to 5 job.
Wow, so you know what it's like to follow structure and to follow like laws and things, not just cowboys and Indians like real estate. Wow.
But it's a 9 to 5 job, but it ended up 7 to 11.
Oh,
so
wow.
I was fed up So I wanted to choose flexibility in terms of work hours. So I chose real estate, which I didn't love. So that was 2013. So, and then in the beginning of 2 years, I didn't work as a full-time because in the beginning, I was kind of intimidated about the area of the salesperson, what kind of work. So I thought, I have to push sales or like have to do something which I hate. So it took me 2 years to realize I don't have to push anybody in terms of transition, real estate transactions. So I committed myself full-time in 2015.
Wow.
That's my story.
Yeah, I think in some cases, a lot of people that do get into real estate are not salespeople. They just somehow stumbled into it. Maybe, like you said, the parents recommended. I personally got into it because when I bought a house, I said, "Oh, I could do this," right? And now I gotta be some sort of a salesperson. But I think everyone develops their own style to where it may not seem like you're being in sales, but you're just showing by example.
I mean, in terms of push contest, I always hate people who pushes me to buy something, but that's the one that I kind of intimidated. Oh wow, do I have to do this? But it's ended up not. I don't have to. So that's the whole thing.
Wow. And then, so does your father still do that kind of business at this point?
He passed away about 14 years ago, but he's been in the similar industry. He was in the lab, and then he invented some, like glue adhesive. He has many inventions.
Oh wow, patents. So he has a legacy. Wow, that's amazing.
So it's about building a plywood and building all the furnitures. You need to have a glue to make it.
Right.
It's not a real wood. So those are the ones that he involved.
Oh wow.
So, and then I learned a lot while we built our own house.
Right.
I was at the time just 8 or 9 years old, and I've been seeing in the entire whole thing from the blueprint to the second story of the beautiful house. So I remember every single thing. Since then, I've been so fascinated about real estate and just not just building, construction, architecture, everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And even building materials.
Right. So, that's a very interesting background because some people get into real estate from different, angles, like say, oh, I want to help out families, I want to do this. But for you, it was also interest in the actual, like I said, the construction, the building materials. And, there's a lot of cultures. I know in Japan, they construct homes without using any nails or even glue. It's kind of like puzzle piece type of style. So it must be very
fabricated house. Okay.
Yeah. So how did you suddenly become involved in AREAA? Like I said earlier, I met you at, I believe, the Asian Prom in Washington, D.C. It was at the Apex Gala several years ago, right?
Yes.
And
that was 2017.
17 or 18. I think it was 18.
18. Okay, 18. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So so were you involved with other nonprofits, or did AREAA just kind of stand out?
Yeah, I found AREAA.
Oh, you found
Which
AREAA.
I feel so grateful. So 2015, because in 2013 I got the license. 2015 I committed myself to work as a full-time real estate. So I was a latecomer. So I wanted to, although I have another industry's background, this is my new area. So I wanted to learn about the industry, and so I intentionally attend every single local board's event, and seminars and training and every single thing.
Wow, you wanted to absorb everything. You were just going after everything.
Yes, because I wanted to learn, because I just knew this.
Right. No, that's a great way to do it. It's so intimidating, right? Just so much stuff coming at you.
And you market yourself that way too.
Yeah, that was my 2015. So, and through the local boards, they have a kind of combined program with AREAA.
Right.
So 2015 during summertime, because I was one of the networking event in Edgewater in my area, by the Hudson River, and I had a great time, meeting a lot of people and lawyers and like realtors, and I first learned about AREAA, and I didn't register as a member, but I just, started knowing about AREAA. So, and then I started to, participate all the events in New York.
Right.
And one day, 2016, East meets West.
West, which is happening today.
Now, today.
It's actually happening
I couldn't go. That was the one in AREAA Manhattan. They kind of, hosting that event.
Right.
So in 2016, while I was in the East meets, West, I was very, impressed about the speakers and how, the information they offer and, everything about the scale. So I was, I'm kind of into AREAA. Okay, I'm going to be a member.
So wait, so this is almost kind of like the 5-year anniversary of you discovering AREAA, right? Because I think East meets West just ended about 30 minutes ago, if I'm not wrong, right?
That was the construction and then the commercial.
Oh,
today was the commercial session. Yes,
oh, I see. Wow.
Yes, I wrote it down everything.
So was there a particular person that you sought out? No?
Actually, no. I found it myself, and then which I feel, I'm grateful. I meet these amazing people, Charlie and Narhee, and this is AREAA. This organization is really amazing.
It is impressive.
Great, individual, great, people. And great networking, great organizations, which I feel very proud of being with the AREAA and being with the Northern New Jersey board member.
Right, finally, yeah, you finally
yes.
They say the AREAA Kool-Aid. You started sipping it a little bit, and you said, "Forget it." You just took a big gulp. Well, thank you so much, because that's one thing is about being a member and participating and enjoying, but then the next step is to get involved. And I think the more you get involved, Narhee, the more you give back, the more it comes back to you, actually.
Yes.
Right?
This is a really amazing organization.
Wow.
And have a good cause, and I really feel myself very proud to do it.
All right, well, Narhee's going to go to our next segment here, which might be a bit more different, right?
Yeah, we're gonna pivot a little bit here, and I know with your career starting in 2013 and now being 2020, you have 7 years of experience. You must have so many crazy stories, escrow stories, that you could maybe share one.
Yes, I have a story. The first story. Is that I got the real estate license, and then one of my neighbor, he is a great, and he knows I just got a license.
I can tell this is going to be good.
But he knows just my background, because my corporate background, because we had a chat many times. But he knows I was with the Samsung, I was with one of the large,
Right.
And he, gave me Karen, and this is the building, commercial building I want to sell. And then, can you take the listing and can you sell it? So I said, okay.
Of course you said okay.
Of course.
I want that to happen to me.
No choice. That was my first listing.
Can you please take my listing? Oh, maybe.
I was like, oh, yes. So, I checked, and also it's commercial, because I wanted to have a commercial. It was first commercial and first listing.
Right.
Wow. Okay.
So I checked the listing, the history, and then it has been in the market for many years. And with 2 different or 3 different realtors, they couldn't sell it. It was like built 2015 or something, very old building. It looks like house, but it's like the commercial. And they use it as a medical office building. It's grandfather, and it's near the hospital. And they were wanted to selling 1.15, almost 1.2 million or something. And a very old building, not updated. So okay, so I took the listing. It was winter time. Winter time.
Yeah, Narhee, they have winter, you know, where it goes below 50.
Oh, yeah, you didn't know the winter.
Yeah, we don't. What winter?
Snow, ice rain, and rain, like a snowy day, I did showings many times and, not selling. And I had an offer during winter time and they wanted to have a big discount from my listing price.
Of course.
Of course, seller didn't want to sell it because that price, they could, he could have sold it before. So for a few months, I couldn't sell the building. So I prepared the paper, and then I searched again. This is just a unique building. I mean, there's no comp. I mean, of course, I searched before in the listing. So I asked to meet the seller. So I went to his office, and then I brought the paper. And then, listen, I told the seller, I can sell this building, so let's change the. Okay, I told him because let's change the listing price. So he goes, what? I want to increase the sales. I want to increase the listing price. And he goes, what? After a couple of months, the people usually come back and they ask them to lower the listing price. I came back with a increase the listing price. And he goes, why? So I told him, because your building is so unique, and then I can't really come, and then either we can lower the price or increase the price. We have to take a risk. So I want to rather increase the price, and then we increase the price, and then so what are you going to tell other people? Why you increase suddenly? And I told them because we have a lot more interest in this building. So I increased the price, and then guess what? Few weeks, I got the multiple offers, offers, and I ended up sold the building more than what he asked for. He was really happy.
That's what you call reverse psychology.
Yes.
Let's see. I'm gonna take a building that's stale on the market with 3 agents, and my solution is to raise the price.
Yeah.
Raise the price.
And then you get multiple offers. I think it's more about the Karen Park Midas touch than probably.
Yeah, no, that was a really unique case. It was really unique, and then it was a good. I did a good thing. And also, this one has a lot of story. Actually, it was built in 1912, and in the beginning, the seller said, "Oh, we don't have any old tank. There's no old tank there."
All right.
Guess what? We found a huge old tank underground.
Oh wow!
He has a lot of stories that I want to end.
Oh no! What was one thing? Name one thing that they found.
The old tank was back then, bigger than the houses. The people who actually digging the old tank, they said that they never seen the old tank this much size old tank, around the area.
Wow.
So I forgot the gallons of the old tank.
Yeah.
But
tanks are not good. Yeah, you don't want. Yeah, in commercial real estate, tanks are like no. They call them well in California at least. They call them USDs, underground storage tanks, and those are never good. It's never like water in there or something, right? It's always some gasoline or something crazy in there.
Yes, but this transaction, my very first transaction in my first year career, I learned a lot because this old tank, underground, phase 1, phase 2, all the commercial deal in environmental is a kind of a very big thing, in the whole,
absolutely. Yeah.
So I learned a lot about, how they work with this environmental.
Sure.
The thing.
Well, and that's a thing that a lot of real estate agents that are residential that do a little commercial don't really understand that part of it. You have the phase 1, which is generally an investigation, right? And they do a little more than your typical, they call it a government data report. And then the phase 2, or what that would be, is like a remediation plan, right? They, in phase 1, they found something, but they didn't really test. So the phase 2 is where they actually test the suspected.
They
right?
did test, yes.
Then they
tested. They sample, yeah,
right,
they sample
right.
and they test. And then there are some, regulations. They kind of see the regulations,
Sure.
and then it was, almost going into phase 2 that they realized they compromised. It was okay. Although actually the tech was clean at the time.
Okay, well that's great.
Good.
Because that could turn into a super fun site. Remediations could,
Yes.
a lot of times far outweigh the budget of the entire building. If the building was 10 million, it could be 20 million to remediate.
Exactly.
And so it could just be. So wow, for your first transaction, welcome to phase 1, phase 2. Oh my gosh, wow. And raise the price. And so that was a crazy, but a good crazy, right? It wasn't just the nightmare that ended.
Yes.
No, that is really awesome. Well, with that, we're going to go now to why and how raising that price in that building turned into offers. It's because Karen Park differentiates yourself, right?
Yes.
Is that right? I mean, there must be a reason. So we'll kind of take a look at this here, our fancy slideshow. And look at that, the many faces of Karen Park. I always look forward to the next selfie in Central Park or something that you're at. It's so cool. And, thank you for sharing that crazy escrow experience. But here we go with the top 5. Oh, tell me, where was this taken?
That was in Englewood Cliffs. One of the clients was
beautiful. I just wish we had stuff like that in California. It just doesn't happen there. All right, so here's the top 5 list. I'll start off with the first one, and me and Narhee will tag team here. So number 1, locally and globally. I think I know what that means, but Karen, explain.
Yeah, each realtor has a local experience, and each realtor is a local expert.
Sure.
But that does not mean that the clients are only from local.
Right.
And my from my day one, from my day one, because at the office, my colleague, they saw me as a threat because I'm the realtor. I think I would steal their client. So when you have, we have a lot of realtors in my area and your area, because it's a lot, too many, I think. But I told them, don't worry, I don't compete. I don't say I don't compete with you, but don't worry, I'm not, I don't have to be in this area, so I don't know your client, I don't know the area, I don't have to, steal your client.
Right. Yeah. But generally, you've got the local knowledge, but then you think out of the box as far as sourcing your clients globally.
So because, from the day one, I never thought about, I have to compete with the people in the local area, because I never limit the area, because the world is mine, because my client is in the global.
Right.
Because currently, because my client is all over the world, not just in my area. So so I always think I have a local expert, but I see my business as business is globally.
No borders.
Globally, yes.
Yes.
So I have a more opportunity, than anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's the term of locally and globally.
All right.
So with your local expertise and being global, it must come with versatility, and you have to be flexible, correct?
Yes, and because my area is not just local, but every realtor has a local expertise, and your clients are all over the world. So I never thought about dealing with only fine only within my area. Because, I mean, the world is my stage.
Yeah.
That is
And
good.
Yeah.
I mean that's such a, dare say, positive, outlook, right? It's not that you're not showing the limits of what you could do. You're looking on the brighter side, right? You've got the
Yeah.
whole world, right, to work
Yes.
with, and
Mhm.
that's what I love about you, Karen. You're always, you may have a rough day, a tough day, but when we talk to each other or see each other, it's you've got to put a smile on your face and just put a positive spin on things.
Yeah,
So
being
yeah,
positive and respectful.
yeah, that's number
Yeah,
4.
that's,
So sorry we
yeah.
didn't have number 3.5 today. I couldn't get my slides to work.
It'll be
Yeah, so,
3.5.
yeah, that's right. But yeah, respectful, kind of, says it all, right, Karen?
So do I tell you about respectful?
Yeah, I mean,
You know that.
yeah, but it's sometimes, like you said, when you're trying to compete and you're trying to be respectful, they have to be aggressive, right? You have to get that deal and you have to fight for it. Sometimes we kind of lose sight of that, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know because those words are coming from my clients,
Right, right.
so I don't have to pretend because you can pretend respectfulness.
Right.
It comes from your inner side. So I mean, the respectfulness. I don't know. It's based on my Korean culture. Because in the Korean culture, I don't know Narhee knows. That I grew up. It's based on Confucianism. Confucianism, they mainly teach integrity, right? And I, the, the basic thing is, I just treat them how I want to be treated. That's the basic thing. So
Is that the
That's the
golden rule?
golden rule, Charles.
Yeah, he who has the gold makes the rule. I guess that's not that one. Okay.
and I got the respectfulness. I got it. For vice versa.
Right. And then all that encompasses, of course, I mean, in the Asian culture and in many cultures, you have to be grateful, right? You have to be grateful that somebody
Yeah.
showed up and said, I want you to take my listing. It's been through 3 brokers and it's overpriced and old. But you took it on, but you do have to show that you're grateful, right? Especially in this business.
I mean,
And
you're grateful every single thing. Every
yeah.
little thing. You're just grateful, and I just express them how grateful.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I think that kind of sums up, perfectly what Karen Park is all about, is that you are indeed grateful. I mean, this is not a career that you've done all your life since, your teenage years, right? You discovered it. You actually, because of interest from your, father, and also just probably challenging, right? I'm sure you like a challenge a bit, I would imagine. Yeah. Yeah, so that's great. Well, you are now a board member of the Northern New Jersey chapter. Is there a particular position that you will be at for 2021?
2021. I don't know.
Vice president, maybe? President?
I want to be involved more.
Well, that's good. Now, that's
That is
music to
good.
many people's ears in AREAA because,
Yeah.
I talk to a lot of people and everyone has such high regard for you, Karen, in New Jersey. And
Thank you.
I'm sure a lot of people go, I want to be like Karen Park. I don't know how she does it. She's, doing these monster deals. She's an A-lister with AREAA, which is a very special, designation. I'll never forget, this was at 2018 and they were taking the group picture and you were talking to someone. I said, Karen, go up there. You got to get your picture taken.
I didn't even know I was
That was
supposed
so
to be on the
funny.
stage.
Yeah, hello, you're the A-lister.
No, I didn't know. So I was like, oh, am I supposed to be on the stage?
But, isn't it funny, Karen, that when, and Narhee, you probably heard this before, but, a lot of times we get so busy, right, in doing deals and I recently had to kind of go through a deal sheet of what deals I've done so far this year and last year. And you look kind of go, wow, I did that many deals. And, because you're involved in the thick of things, you don't ever sometimes stand back and say, what have I been doing? You're just trying to concentrate on going to the next deal, next deal. And so, yeah, thank you so much, though, for applying, because we don't get enough people, I think, on the A list, you know, to submit. And so we could actually, you know, feature our AREAA members. It's definitely a benefit.
Thank you. And then I'm so proud of being, you know, honored to be at, you know, on the A list too.
Right.
That's a really big deal.
Would you like to say anything to your Korean friends and family back at home in your native language?
페이스북 같이 봐주셔서 너무 감사드려요. 내가 많이 서툴지만 그래도 잘 봐주시길 바랍니다. I said it.
All right. Anything going on besides, I know the East-West was today, or at least the commercial part. Anything, I know there's a combined event coming up with, I think, the local Northeast chapters, including Manhattan, Brooklyn, I believe New Jersey, and I believe Boston. So I'm looking forward to that. Anything else coming up besides the national convention that you're aware of?
In Northern New Jersey, we are going to do first, you know, golf outing, annual golf outing.
Wow.
Next month. I'm so excited. We are going to actually in person sing the, you know, AREAA member.
Wow.
First, since the lockdown, you know, March. So how many months? Next month. So it's going to be in 8 months. We are going to see each other finally.
I mean, that's a huge, you know, kind of accomplishment coming from where the Northeast was, right? Probably the most locked down place. So, well, congratulations. And thank you so much. Well, that sums up Karen Park. Narhee, what do you think?
That was great. Yeah, got to know a little bit more about her, and it's I like that story, that to be grateful, because not a lot of us do, you know, sit back and look at the bigger picture, because when you do that, you do see all the blessings that we all have.
Yeah.
Because we are so caught up in the moment. Yeah.
Everything what I have is so grateful. You know, they and, you know, me and, you know, the work, and, you know, having me here, you know, I'm talking, you know, with amazing people. It's also.
And then I hear that you're going to be joining us on the wine tasting event. That's right.
Yes, I do. Wine, actually, I love wine. So this is amazing.
Yeah, so no, that's a great deal. I think a lot of guys, I think the deadlines are already probably gone. So you guys are going to miss out on this.
Almost missed the deadlines. Thank you.
No, but we got you covered there. So that's going to be fantastic. So yeah, do sign up for the AREAA National Convention, please. And we've got an amazing set of programs, and including the wine tasting. So really awesome.
Wait.
All right. Well, Narhee, what'd you think? We covered all our bases. I think we've got it all covered here.
Yep, we did.
Yeah, please subscribe to us on our YouTube channel, which this video will be put back on and uploaded probably later today. And thank you for joining us, Karen, on Escrow Tuesdays episodes.
Thanks for having me.
Right. And next week, Karen, we're going to have the one and only Dom Pingaro, who's going to explain even more about the
Wow.
Yeah.
Most popular person.
Right. You know, next to Karen Park. All right. So thank you, everybody, for joining us on Escrow Tuesdays. We hope you join us next week. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.